Okay, can you sit down, please? Thank you. Hi, hello. You can come over here, you can come over there. There's more seats here. Some here, some here. Sit wherever you want. I don't care.
¿La papa va a querer?
We have again, we have the proficient, we have the advanced, whichever one you think you can ask the students to give them out. You want to give them out?
Gordo, qué decente venimos. La papa. It starts, you have to be quiet. Or you go out.
So we have some more chairs. There's a chair here if you want a chair here.
Es que está muy lejos allá, me.
Tengo right there.
Es que a Fernando le gusta más. Trae la papa, le llevo la papa, los tomates.
Trompas, vos fumás picado.
Okay, now everyone's excited after lunch. Now it's time to get in a different brain state. So, we are thinking about a very important problem for everyone in this room. For everyone in this room. It's a problem for your generation, for all the young people today. And first, we're going to watch a short video to learn more about the problem. Then we're going to listen to all of these students who have been working for 3 weeks in chemistry class, English class, to prepare the solution. What are the solutions? So first, we're going to learn a little bit more about the problem. We're going to watch a short video. You have a paper that shows you, here we go. On here, this is the same words on your paper as in the movie. So you can read the paper, or you can just listen and watch the movie. It's the same information on this page, the same words. So we're going to listen and watch the movie, 3 minutes movie, and then we have 5 questions to answer. The 11th grade will help you. So the 11th graders will help you answer these questions after the movie. But we need to quickly review some words before we start. So these words are really important today. So the first one is global warming. Global warming is the planet getting hotter. The next one is greenhouse. Greenhouse is a glass house for growing plants, warmed by the sun. The next one we need to know is consume. Consume is to use or to eat, right? In climate is the next one. Climate is the environment, especially like the temperature. Industry is an important word today. Industry is like factories and business that make things. we have developing. Developing is growing, getting stronger, getting bigger, but not yet strong, not yet big. The next word that's important is fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is oil, coal, gas. We burn it for energy. Today you will also hear a lot of talking about carbon dioxide, or CO2. Also, okay, so we have flood here. Flood is like too much water, lots of water destroying things. Last ones, we have hurricane. Hurricane is a powerful storm that destroys things with wind and water. And drought. Drought is no rain for a long time. Extinction, one kind of plant or animal disappears forever from the planet. Last word is emission. Emission is a thing that's sent out or released, like a gas. So carbon dioxide or CO2 is one that they will talk about a lot in the video. So let's watch the video, and then we have 5 questions to answer. 11th graders, I know some of you are helping, some of you are getting ready, but we need to stop now. So Hazuki and Zek, can we stop? Hazuki and Zek, can we stop? We need to stop talking, and Jennifer, can you turn off the computer? Let's turn off the lights. Can you turn off the lights? They're right behind you over there. And watch this video. Okay, here we go. So we have 5 questions. Remember, 11th graders, you're showing professional model to the next generation. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
For 2.5 million years, the Earth's climate has fluctuated.
So remember, this is the same information that is on the paper. So if you want to read, you can read the paper, or you can just listen. Okay? The same information.
Cycling from ice ages to warmer periods. But in the last century, the planet's temperature has risen unusually fast, about 1.2 to 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists believe it's human activity that's driving the temperatures up, a process known as global warming. Ever since the Industrial Revolution began, factories, power plants, and eventually cars have burned fossil fuels such as oil and coal, releasing huge amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere. These greenhouse gases trap heat near the Earth through a naturally occurring process called the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect begins with the sun and the energy it radiates to the Earth. The Earth and the atmosphere absorb some of this energy, while the rest is radiated back into space. Naturally occurring gases in the atmosphere trap some of this energy and reflect it back, warming the Earth. Scientists now believe that the greenhouse effect is being intensified by the extra greenhouse gases that humans have released. Evidence for global warming includes a recent string of very warm years. Scientists report that 1998 was the warmest year in measured history, with 2005 coming in second. Meanwhile, readings taken from ice cores show that the greenhouse gases carbon dioxide and methane have hit their highest levels in the past 420,000 years. Arctic sea ice is also shrinking. According to NASA studies, the extent of Arctic sea ice has declined about 10% in the last 30 years. As long as industrialized nations consume energy and developing countries increase their fossil fuel consumption, the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere will continue to rise. Researchers predict that temperatures will increase about 2 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. What's less certain is what rising temperatures mean for the planet. Some climate models predict subtle changes. Others forecast rising sea levels which could flood coastal areas around the world. Weather patterns could change, making hurricanes more frequent. Severe droughts could become more common in warm areas, and species unable to adapt to the changing conditions would face extinction. Although much remains to be learned about global warming, many organizations advocate cutting greenhouse gas emissions to reduce the impact of global warming. Consumers can help by saving energy around the house, switching to compact fluorescent light bulbs, and driving fewer miles in the car each week. These simple changes may help keep the Earth cooler in the future.
Okay, thank you. Can you turn the lights on, please? Lights on, thank you. So, now, what we're doing now is we have 5 questions. 5 questions. You should look for 11th graders. You should look for someone who speaks your language to help the 9th and 10th graders. We have 5 minutes to answer 5 questions. 5 minutes to answer 5 questions. Okay, ready? Let's go. Okay, let's turn around. Can you help? Can you help? Turn around. Turn around.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Over here and help.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Loco, saca tu papel y el miércoles antes que te vaya a empezar a matar, mano.
¿Cuáles son las 3 cosas que nos puede ayudar? En su educación. No.
Es la de destroy the house, ¿verdad?
Ya la cagamos, pues ya la acabamos.
Ay, espérate, ay, hagamos, pendejo. Espérate, que leer. Mucho pendejo, lee lo que dice lo que dice. Ya leí eso.
Yeah, so we can ask so what is the
Radio, ¿cuáles son las
first one? Okay, so you can say the sea level between the ocean is or you write you say so temperature and then we will have English text, so we will not
Why is called the greenhouse effect? ¿Cómo está?
Remember, it's up here.
Aquí dice que va
One more minute. One more minute.
Well, I mean, they just
Why do you think
Gordo.
van a ver public waste,
Estados Unidos son enemigos.
Okay, if I can get your attention again, please. I know not everyone is finished, I know, but it's okay. We'll have time at the end of class. We'll have a little time at the end of class, we can finish at the end of class. So if everyone can come back, the level leaders can come back around. You can stop writing right now, stop writing your answers. I saw a lot of people almost finished. But if we can just come back so we can move to the next part of class. Alright, almost ready. So, Italian, you guys come back to me. Okay. So, welcome to the Global Energy Summit. I didn't tell you before. We've been working hard to get ready, and we're excited to share our solutions. So you know more about the problem. Now you have learned more about the problem of climate change. And you will hear these words, maybe global warming or climate change. They mean like the same thing for us, basically. So all of this movie was talking about these problems, right? Now we're going to talk about the solutions, some things that we can do. And I think the first thing to do is to hear if you can introduce yourself, say your name, nice, loud, and clear, and the country you represent. So all these students, they learned, they made posters, they learned about different countries, and they learned about solutions that are good for the world and for their country to solve this problem. So Gonzalo, can you start, introduce yourself and your country, and we'll go around to Janelle and Ali around.
Hello, my name is Gonzalo. I represent
I'm sorry, like a lot of people were not listening, so if we can just have silence from everyone else, have silence for everyone else, and can you say one more time? So I heard your name, you don't have to stand up. Can you just say your name and the country? What's it? So right now let's just say your name and the country you represent.
Okay. My name is Gonzalo and I represent Venezuela.
Yeah, keep it.
My name is Janelle, I'm going to represent Australia.
My name is Ali, I represent.
My name is Yali, I'm representing China.
My name is Tanya, I represent Brazil. My name is Mary, I represent the USA.
My name is Mario, I represent Japan.
Hello, y'all. I'm Sally, and I'm representing Chile.
I represent Nepal.
My name is Carla and I represent Ghana.
So this is Faisal, I'm going to represent Turkey.
Okay, let's listen carefully.
My name is Jose, I represent Germany.
I'm Abby, I'm representing Peru.
Okay, good. So we heard from the different countries. All of these different countries have different things, and they all need different things. So they all have a little bit different ideas, but they need to work together to solve the problem. So the question we are working on is, how can all countries work together to change their energy plan to stop climate change, or global warming, right? So what we're looking for when they are talking is this. We're looking for them to give strong evidence. We want them to be paraphrasing and summarizing. We want there to be only one person talking at a time, right? To show respect to everyone else who's talking. We want them to be giving a response to other people asking their opinion, asking their idea. We want them to ask questions. If they don't understand, please tell me more about your idea, I don't understand. Affirming or acknowledging other ideas, saying, yes, like similar to Australia, I think blah, blah, blah. So something that you are listening and shows that you are listening to other people's ideas. Asking probing questions, difficult or challenging questions to other groups. And giving evidence, always giving evidence. So where does your information come from and what evidence do you have? That's what we're looking for today. So 9th and 10th graders, if you can turn your paper to the other side, on the orange paper, it should have like this, look on the other side. We're going to write down the names of the different students here. And when they talk, we're just going to write down a small mark. So for the first student at the top here is Abby. Then we have Mario, and so on down the list. When they talk, you don't have to do this right now, but right now, if they talk, we will write down like this every time they talk, right? We'll write down a line. So just right now, you will just write down the names. So here are the names, and I will help you when people are talking. I will also put them marked here, and I will show you like who is talking. Like maybe I'll move this to here to here, because it's hard to see everyone's name on the table. So just listen, 9th and 10th graders, listen, and write down when they're talking, write a mark for them. At the end, you will give them a grade. Not only how much do they talk, but also the quality of their talk. Do they give evidence? Do they respond to other people? So I just want to make sure you put away your phone, put away your other work, be really professional. This is a really serious opportunity. And I want to remind you that this is not a competition. This is not like who can be the best, who can show everyone is wrong. It's not a debate. It's more like a conversation where we try to cooperate. But you have different needs. So countries maybe will not agree. That's okay, that's good. Some countries will not agree. But we're being respectful, and we're not trying to show I am right, you are wrong. We're trying to come to an agreement, but still represent your country, represent the people in your country. Okay, any questions? I think that's everything. Okay, so the students, you will be the leaders. Oh, also, outside circle. So the 11th graders, you have a job to do, right? So you have a green paper with a job to do. And if you don't have the green paper, I will come give you the green paper with a job to do. So you have a job to do, 11th graders, on the outside with green paper. I will ask you in the middle to report, like to say how is it going, right? So
I don't have one.
11th graders, you will get a green paper. You don't need one right now.
I don't want it.
You don't need it right now, Alex. It's only the outside circle that's using it, okay? So outside circle, get your green paper ready. If you don't have one, I'll give it to you. Okay, let's start. You guys ready? Okay, let's go. You are the leaders. You can begin.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to talk about what ways we can solve global warming in the world, and we want to talk about solutions that can help every single country in this circle to reduce their amounts of CO2 emissions. And as first speaker, I will propose one solution, which is to reduce the amount of fossil fuels we use by switching to renewable sources such as solar power. Solar power is a renewable energy source that can be used over and over again, and while it might be costly, in the long run it is very cheap and the maintenance cost is very low. Also, it is very convenient since it can be placed almost anywhere and helps almost every country.
How many percent of renewable energy do you guys use? Because I know that there's a lot of oil and coal and natural gas not to use in Japan.
Yes, while Japan uses a lot of fossil fuels, the reason why we're here today is for that, to come to an agreement and to change those policies, because I'm sure that Turkey also uses fossil fuels.
Yeah. But do you like to change the bigger power? Because there's a lot of big cities around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can work for it.
I'd like to hear Australia's opinion on solar power.
I would agree with your idea because Australia is a country that is surrounded by coastal area and it has sun also, so we can use solar energy too.
Yes, you're right. Also, although solar power might rely too much on weather, Australia is one of the countries which is almost always sunny and would be a good addition, right?
Other than using solar panels for renewable energy, we can also use wind power since it is really not that expensive and it is useful in like solar panels, and wind energies are also low maintenance and it provides jobs to other people. And I wonder who in here is using it.
Yeah, who think solar power is not a good idea to solve CO2 emissions?
Well, I think it's a good idea because for the big and like who has big population, like which is US, Japan or China. So there's a big population and biggest land than my country and other countries. So I think the biggest and richest countries will use renewables. Not instead us. You guys should.
Yeah, you're right there, but Japan doesn't really have that big of a population. We're only 137 million people. We're not pretty small. Yeah. Let's see. I'm aware that China uses a lot of fossil fuels, and they produce a lot. They come in with 74.8 use of coal, according to EIA.gov. What are your opinions on using solar power to solve these problems?
So, solar power is good for the environment because we do not release the carbon dioxide, right? So I agree with you. But solar power is very expensive. Right?
Yeah, like we said,
it's not for any very rich class.
yes, like we said, solar power installation is costly. I agree with that. But the thing is that once solar power panels are installed, they don't need to be maintained that much. Whereas burning coal poses the same cost all the time. So if we have a large network of solar panels, once they're installed, they don't really need a lot of maintenance, which actually makes them cheaper in the long run than coal, and it's way cleaner. So I think solar power, if invested in, is a great solution for all countries, no matter where they are in the world.
But the most important thing is that the countries don't want to spend money for it, So that's the reason why they still use the cheapest and most CO2,
Yes, which brings me to my second solution.
Right.
So we know that, as we saw in the video, there are many ways we can help with energy consumption and saving energy, and that is precisely my second solution: energy efficiency. There are many ways that we can change how much energy one country uses, and one example is the Setsuden movement in Japan, where after a earthquake that shook the country and made it seem that they were on the brink of power cuts because of energy consumption and they didn't have money, they made a campaign in which they stopped using some big screens, or like they shut down half of the lights in a day and in an office, and they cut down energy consumption in the whole country by 10%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. They managed to break through that time, and they rebuilt their country effectively.
It's one of my solution things for people so I agree.
Well, I'm representing Chile, and I'll say I agree with Mario on solar energy because my country is like mostly the coast, so it would be a good thing to install all solar panels to run all the cities of Chile. So I agree on that.
Any other people?
Well, I like to suggest biothermal energy. Chile has a big volcano, and it's a really good way to create biothermal energy.
So biothermal means geothermal is a very good source of renewable energy. It's cheap, it's safe. The thing is that not many countries can use it. You mostly have to be next to a volcano or a fault in order to use it. Japan will be a very good place in which to use it, and we might consider using it.
I have it on my side.
Okay, so
I want to hear from So what is a good solution for your country, Nepal? Damn, I heard you guys had an earthquake.
How did that happen? My solution is heparin that produce 0.5 14% CO2 in the world. The hydropower Nepal have underwater. Hydropower is the hydropower is the best idea, is the best solution for my country.
What would the United States think about that? Not necessarily in Nepal, but in most places in the world.
Well, hydropower should be supposed to be next to the sea or ocean.
Hydropower does not work with oceans. You need to have a no. It's hydropower works with rivers. Like you need to have a flowing river. It doesn't work with oceans.
Yeah, well, I think hydropower is expensive and not important. And the maintenance of the infrastructure, it only lasts for 15 years. So if you do want to use hydropower, I suggest that you get funded. The solution is that carbon capture. I suggest this really for because your country produces a lot of coal and petroleum, and you need to decrease that amount. So, do you think you would prefer, or maybe think about using carbon capture?
So I have information about USA. So in the world total, we use 65% the carbon dioxide in the world. But in per capita in the country, each person in China only use 6.1 in China. But USA per capita use 17.5.
But you know the percentage of
You know,
people?
yeah.
It's 16.16 and yours is 24.65. So you can figure it out.
Because China has a lot of people. China has 1 billion.
I think it's the real question is if we really want to save the planet, save the world for new generation. But instead waiting for like climate change, we should just work for it. I think using
I agree with you.
so instead using coal, you can buy gas.
You know, China is one of the hottest places on earth. So I think like using solar energy will be a good solution for your country.
And also, yes, recently, in the recent years, China has been a rising power. They have improved their economy exponentially, and as such, they have more budget to work with. For this, I would suggest to use something as carbon capture, which would, or switch to natural gas, which is much less harmful to the environment as compared to coal. I think that the main problem here is the amount of coal that uses. China should really think of other ways to produce energy or to reduce the amount of energy they consume using energy efficiency. But yeah.
Also, you can also like change like if okay, let's say which country is doing most. Let's say one of them, Nepal or Peru, they are still developing, right? Or Turkey is still developing, right? So I don't have money to like do some like stuff or build some stuff for my country. So I think we should push this. So I give you coal or I give you something that you need for your country, and you give me something that I need for my country.
That is money, right? Like money.
And I can give you maybe like clothes, food, you know, blah blah.
Well,
Changing and
it's true, you're right there. Japan does use coal. We might think about importing coal from your country in order to help people from your country. there are also other things that we have for developing countries, which is again energy efficiency. Energy efficiency doesn't take a lot of money. In fact, it's actually free. Just if you turn off the light when you're gone in the office, then you're saving a lot of energy. And this is according to greentechmedia.com. They've made tests and they have shown that energy efficiency can reduce a lot of the energy consumption countries make, and it will be a great solution for developing countries that can still not afford more technologic means such as solar power or nuclear power.
So to be one of the solution is to reduce coal and start to produce hydropower, right?
Solar power.
Solar power.
Yeah, but not just solar or wind power. So we are still developing. We are like 17 in the world, like still growing. And so we start to do some like nuclear energy in my country, and instead using coal. So now it's like getting better. You know what I mean?
So your solution kind of connects with my solution because I want to reduce oil and start to like produce more natural gas because our country is in the round 6 that produce a lot of oil. So and we export a lot of oil. So we want to reduce oil and start to produce more natural gas and export more natural gas to different countries. So yeah.
I agree.
Also, I want to hear from USA. I haven't heard because USA is one of the countries that have a lot of transportation, and I want to hear that because cars use a lot of gasoline, and gasoline comes from oil. So I want to hear that from you.
USA is actually using electricity to run cars sometimes, but I do agree with you that most of the cars are running on oil. But we are developing hybrid cars that are very eco-friendly in cars, so we can make ways to solve that too.
Also, 14,000 deaths, like a lot of accidents happen because cars, like 40,000 people died in accidents because cars in USA. So why you are doing to solve that? Maybe in USA have to like have more transportation in buses and not in cars. In buses, but you have a lot of transportation in cars. So you don't have that in your solution, right? Stop to use cars that is right
One of the things that we are pushing
Actually, let me come in with that. I think that you all are knowledgeable about the Irby, right? It's an electric car that has been developed in the United States. The Irby, unlike many conventional cars, can run from coast to coast on very can run for long distances in very few gallons, whereas a conventional car will only run from one city to the other. The United States is constantly working in order to make this reality, and to be honest, the cost for an Irby car is $16,000, which is way less than a normal hybrid car that costs $16,000. So the United States is actually touching base with us. They're working in order to make this better. And in San Francisco, there are energy efficient homes available to the public that use less energy. It might be a little bit costly, but they actually save money in the long run. So the United States is aware of their CO2 emissions, especially about cars, and they're working towards it.
Well, I think it's normal to a big country and big population right now.
We haven't heard from France in the Netherlands. Do you have any idea of those?
Do you want to go to Germany?
What about Netherlands? I hear that Netherlands produce a lot of coal. So what are you so much to this?
Ay, depende del calor, sí, sí.
in English, please.
Okay, so Netherlands is, you know, it's a rich country. So we produce a lot of food, but also we have many solutions for that. And one solution is because we have a lot of forest. We won't buy only because it doesn't produce CO2. Also,
a lot of CO2. Yeah.
I was also thinking about wind power that is renewable for I have been working out shielded too because my country use geothermal too.
Also, Australia produce a lot of food, right? So what I your solution?
One solution is that we can turn to wind power since it's near a coastal area. So one solution is that we can use wind energy. Rather than using coal, we can use wind energy.
What about USA?
No.
Cut too much trees for make paper and wood. USA. Cut too much trees to produce paper and wood.
And wood and paper. We cut too much trees and making.
And what source did you got that?
And Wikipedia. USA.
Wikipedia never lies.
Well, we were working on it in different ways, like we are doing campaigns deforestation, but we're saying that because I do know that there are.
Okay.
Well, in middle stages, cutting the trees, there's very no reason. To be, I think it's normal. But all around the country, there's trees.
Well, I think in Brazil they're cutting a lot of trees.
Brazil?
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil is one of
They
the
have a lot of
countries that cut a lot of trees that don't allow them.
Create the image or just create an image or just well, do you guys use biomass? Do you guys use biomass?
What kind of energy does this source produce?
Yeah. What do you guys use more? Well, it's a flat country, right?
It
So
is.
you should adapt on geothermal.
But Brazil actually uses 77% of
hydroelectric or not?
Yeah, unexpectedly, Brazil is a very green country. They use mostly rivers to power themselves. As for their other energy sources that we haven't talked about, which would be nuclear power, where the France is number one in the world when it comes to nuclear power. What are your thoughts on this?
What do you think about using wind and nuclear power?
Or solar power?
I think we can use solar power because like the solar power can from itself and it's free and that can like allow other countries to use it.
How the weather plans? Do you guys have the resources necessary to create solar energy?
I think the weather is quite important to really good. And yeah, you can use that wind power.
What about Chile? Your solution?
Another one.
You mentioned wind power and geothermal power.
Yeah.
Well, what about US? Like, cause like it's different climate. Like in California it's really windy and Florida is really hot. Like maybe changing to another energy.
Yeah, one of the processes is using renewables in different the hot places like Texas or the South, we can use solar panels.
So are you guys working on it or still developing on it?
We are because you can see that most of you can see it when you travel to, let's say, San Francisco, Los Angeles, you'll see a lot of wind turbines up in the valley, and there are also other houses that are energy efficient with solar panel roofs and with windows, like solar panel windows.
Can I ask you to stop for 1 minute? Sorry to interrupt you. I want to hear a little bit from the outside circle. What do you think about how it's going? So, for example, Zet is one of our process checkers. Can you tell us anything, Zet, about what's going well, what they can do better? Hold on, I'm sorry, I can't hear you because other people are talking. Can we just, everyone listen carefully? Go ahead. Okay. Okay, please listen. Go ahead.
I think there's many like solutions that like each country thinks, but I think there's like one like solution for all of you that you can do. So maybe you can like summarize like what we all should do for each other.
So like
So like and some of the solution that you thought about is like solar and energy efficiency, and I think that was the big one. And there's carbon capture and wind and geothermal and solar. I think that too was
Thank you. Can you tell us what you're hearing and what you're seeing, Nelson?
I hear good opinions about that, but I would like to hear like from other countries what are their solutions, and talk about more about the solution for price.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. Did you finish it? Okay, cool. And let's hear from some other people on the outside. Let's hear Diego. What did you see happening?
I clearly saw that Japan and the United States were the only ones doing all the talk, adding Japan, Chile, and Turkey.
And so what?
Also, as Seth said, they talked about how can they stop global warming by using solar panels and geothermal and other type of powers. I really like that Japan and the United States were helping each other, as well as Chile and Brazil.
Cool. Okay, thank you guys. So we have about 6 more minutes in the inside circle, and then we're going to write down some notes, and then that's it. Okay, so continue a little bit more.
So I think Netherlands, Turkey, Australia, and Venezuela, we want to reduce fossil fuels. So I think that is the main topic that all of us have.
Actually, well, that is something very important. I think the main topic and the biggest solution that we can come to an agreement here is energy efficiency in every home in the world. I think that all the countries in the circle and all the ones that are not represented could benefit from it. And let me just see count hands. How many people agree that energy efficiency would be a good idea? Raise your hand if you do. Yeah, how many?
You just need a help sometimes, from other countries.
Yeah, and that's why you would use energy efficiency. Like you will be reducing the consumption that eventually boosts up your economy because you waste less money on it, and then you can reach out to other countries to ask for research. But another thing that is, I want to encourage the countries to look into solar power as a more convenient source of energy, because lately in the United States, there has been a project called Solar Roadways. According to solarroadways.com, if all of the roadways and sidewalks and parking lots in the country were replaced with those solar panels, they will produce 3 times more energy than they use today, which is a lot more, and that will generate a lot of jobs and a lot of money. So solar energy is one big solution that we can use, and that is constantly growing.
Right on. I agree with that.
Can we hear from different countries for the solution?
Yeah, Germany.
Germany and France. And maybe Denmark.
Is it English?
What is the solution?
I heard that Peru uses a lot of renewable energy, right?
I hear that Peru produces a lot of fossil fuels too. Because my country depends a lot in fossil
Do you have a
fuels
source?
export. Yeah. In Wikipedia, I found
Do you have the specific source?
no,
URL?
But Chile depends a lot on fossil fuels from other countries around, like Peru and Argentina.
But Peru produces less.
What about Brazil? What about Brazil? Okay, we can give solutions.
Peru produces less carbon emission than the country does, and they might do a lot of mining, but they produce less carbon dioxide emissions.
What about Germany? Germany consumes 36% of oil and 28% used transportation.
And for the people,
So, we're gonna give you solutions.
Okay, we have about 3 more minutes.
Can we come to conclusions of what we want for our country?
I think we should take a majority vote. That would be most effective. So let's vote for energy efficiency. Those who want to use energy efficiency as a solution to global warming, raise your hands now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What countries that don't agree?
Countries that do not want to use energy efficiency in the world.
Do they have any solutions rather than using
Reduce fossil fuels.
Okay, can we keep quiet, please? Thank you.
That's the main topic that I bring right here, to reduce fossil fuels. Because you are leaving fossil fuels there, because fossil reduce. And yeah, we have to think about fossil fuels too, because fossil fuels are changing our climate, and yeah, we are adding more global warming to our world. And so how you are going to combat this? Just talk about energy efficiency.
We are also talking about.
I think it's up to your hands.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, solar power is a big part of our solution. Solar power will eventually replace most of the energy fossil fuels use, as fossil fuels will eventually run out. You will not be able to produce so much oil eventually. I think that one day there will come an age in which solar power is a vital resource for every single country, as it is one of the only sources that will never run out. Not even water can compare to the sun in terms of energy. And that is why I think that solar power is the biggest solution to CO2 emissions. Energy efficiency does help reduce energy consumption, but does not help reduce the amount of fossil fuels we burn. And this is why I really urge all of the countries to consider solar power as a solution.
So USA use a lot of energy in the night. So what you are going to do?
No, let's find the solution.
We are out of time. I'm sorry to say we're out of time. So thank you guys.
Pero no te cansó de hablar. Yo creo que el pelo fue que habló más mal. Fue que habló más mal.
Okay, ready? So I know you've been waiting very patiently. You've been listening. Most people were very patient and listening very carefully. Thank you guys. Now there's a few more things we need to do. So 9th and 10th graders, we need to give a grade to the different students. Okay, give a grade to the different students. Also, we need to finish the 5 questions. So if you did not finish the 5 questions, and I need your attention a little bit longer. Next, can you listen please? So also, I need people on the inside to work on this side. You can work on this side here. Write about how did you do? How did you do? So the green paper on this side, I'll give it to you. And the little fingers on the outside, you have a little bit to do on your green paper. Okay. So finish yours, and then we'll answer the questions. Yeah, I'm gonna get to your paper.
Can I have that video
Mira, acá no tiene manchada la mano. Cuidado, te manchas.
Hey, someone else not date, cabrón.
Yo pasando yo 15 años tengo.
We have a break, but in 2 minutes, not yet. Hold on, wait. Are people leaving?
¿Qué pasó?
Güey, aléjate de ella, güey. Estamos en clases, cabrón.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Tali, excuse me, Tali.
A ver, Gonzalo. Después,
Gonzalo, míralo. Viene Gonzalo.
A ver, Gonzalo, viene Gonzalo.
¿Cómo lo salió defendiendo? Es una mujer exclusiva para ti, güey.
¿Cómo hablar?
Estos papeles, la idea. No se ni verga.
Esa es historia, güey.
Este güey te quería chiquete. ¡Ey, güey! Me chingaste tú, güey. Yo calladito estaba.
Para que se realmente juntos peleando, ¿para qué más?
No, pero que no.
Y a mí también.
Porque yo pasando iba a y de repente se tiene esta pedazo y yo la
Solo en el baño.
hay niños tan piquitos de ahí,
Porque sabemos que creen que
también tenía que ser.
Mira, y a mí me tiran patada. ¿Cómo era el después?
Atención al gordo, ese le cae.
¡Espérate! ¡Empecemos la versión así, man!
Pero si tengo transme.
Yo lo agarro y lo
Dale, venga que.
Vámonos, vámonos.
Mira mi cubulete.
No, aquí va a quedar. ¿Are we staying? Mesa, ¿are we staying? Are we staying? I'm just gonna walk my baby.
Oh, pero es que yo, es que tú no vas a salir conmigo. No vas a salir
So yeah, we have a break. You can go to the bathroom, you can go outside. Just come back before the bell, please.
You should have started with
I have a question. So my partner Alex,
Yeah.
he doesn't hear.